Anyway, so here we go. Tonight's confession comes from Big Boy Ronald.
Okay.
Thanks, Big Boy Ronald.
Wow.
Father Simon, Brother Matt from the sewer, Sister Susie from the pub. Greetings and blessings to you all. My story is set in the mid-1980s. I hope that's vague enough for you. I think that's fine, because yesterday's was quite specific.
Yeah.
So this is far vaguer. At the age of 33, Father Simon, I returned from a 2-year contract in the Middle East, decided to spend a couple of months at home with my parents, working in my dad's business before heading off again. Sounds as though it could be a spy, I think. This was an interesting period of adjustment for us all, but I soon acquired a girlfriend called Fabulous Flora. This is because she was called Flora, and she really was quite fabulous, darling. Fortunately, she lived less than a quarter of a mile away, which made romantic visits a whole lot easier. Things can get complicated when you're a 33-year-old living at home with your parents, so thank heavens for Flora. I think we can.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Nothing. Come on.
After some evenings out with my beau, the various evenings, that's B-E-A-U,
I see.
works on the paper. Otherwise, you might be thinking I'm going out with my bow and arrow, which is something else altogether.
No.
For various reasons I can't quite recall now, I used to get home between 1 and 2 a.m. But having a very strict... matron. But having a very strict Catholic mum, she would always put the equally strict Catholic dog called Damien in the hall at night if I'd gone out. Can dogs be Catholic?
I'm not... Well, I
don't think so.
I
sure
would tiptoe in at all hours, smelling of Flora, doubtless, and Damien
my
would wake up and my mum would come down and tear strips off me. Well, I gave as good as I got. I thought it was ridiculous I was being subject to scrutiny at my age. I was 33, for heaven's sake. I didn't need a sermon about how to behave, thank you very much. Although it was nice to have my laundry done and food provided, obviously.
Yeah.
Thumbs up and smiley face emoji. Thanks, Mum. Plus, also, remember, Fabulous Flora and I had lots to discuss. You'd be amazed. Our chats about the demise of the Soviet Union went on so much longer than I expected. We kept going for ages. Anyway, to give my sitcom life more impetus, I decided to outfox Damien, the demon Catholic dog, and my mother, demon Catholic mother, and I decided to, in future, exit my bedroom window with a ladder that I'd put outside, because that's obviously what you do in tricky situations like this. I consider this to be a brainwave. In the middle of the summer, I slept in at Floridor's after negotiations went on longer than expected. And when I arrived home, it was 5 a.m., but it was already light. I could be in big trouble here with the prospect of being attacked by Damien and by my mother. Now, you should know, in geographical setting, that when my contract had started 2 years earlier, my parents' house was the last on the edge of the village. But whilst I was away, they'd built a new development in the next field. I obviously knew this, I'm not an idiot, but I wasn't thinking it, and that's the key. So as I carefully climbed the ladder and entered my own bedroom, unbeknownst to me, I'd been spotted by an eagle-eyed / incredibly nosy long-distance lorry driver in the new development who had an early start. Being a good Samaritan / nosy Parker, he rang my dad to alert him to the presence of a burglar who had only just this second broken in to his very house. I heard the phone ring and my dad coming across the landing at pace. I just had time to kick off my shoes and jump into bed fully clothed. My dad burst in with a stick. "Son," he said. "Son, has anyone at all, like a burglar, climbed in through the window?"
Anyone like a burglar? Right.
I replied, "Not to my knowledge." Dad said, "Well, you were probably asleep and didn't notice." They're super crafty these days.
Yeah.
"I'm going to search downstairs." I said, "No, hang on. I don't want you going down there on your own. Give me a minute and I'll join you." So I let enough time pass so I could pretend to throw on some clothes. And we searched the house room by room. I would ostentatiously shout, "Clear!"
Yeah. Okay.
as we now switch from sitcom to police drama.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We searched high and low. I even looked in the cupboard under the stairs. No one there. Amazing. The nosy Parker lorry driver knew absolutely nothing. Anyway, despite a meticulous search, we didn't find anyone and we all returned to our respective bedrooms. I never got round to telling my dad the truth. Sadly, it's now too late, but maybe you could be the people doing the honours on this. Forgiveness, please, says Big Boy Ronald. Well, I mean, after that, it was quite a tale from Big Boy Ronald. Thank you very much indeed, Ron, for that. I mean, he kind of did nothing wrong, really, I don't think, but let's see how Sister Susie sees it.
Well, I don't know. You know, as my mum would say, if you live under my roof, you live by my rules.
I see.
So even if he was 33 and maybe his mum was very, very strict, if he was living there, probably rent-free and getting all his cleaning done, then maybe he should have been in the time that his mum wanted to be in. And therefore, he wouldn't have to climb up a ladder into his bedroom. And therefore, he wouldn't get caught by the nosy neighbour thinking he was a burglar. So therefore, I think, Big Boy Ronald, you're not so big anymore. Not forgiven.
Brother Matthew.
Am I the only one who's thinking of Ronnie Corbett in this situation, in that he's living with his parents, he's 33, and he's having to get up a ladder to be able to get into his own bedroom? Paul, I'm very much in Big Boy Ronald's corner here. I mean, you do what you can. Obviously, he met Flora. Who knows where that relationship was going to go? Not very far, I'm going to guess. But anyway, I'm going to definitely forgive because, he had to deal with the dog. And who wants to deal with the dog when you've come back after that? So, yes.
Can dogs be Catholic? I think it's throwing up all kinds of interesting questions.
No,
Probably
definitely
not.
questions we don't want to get into. So I am going to forgive.